Greetings, Diesel Fucketeers. Tim Fielder here with an abbreviated version of the live drawing with Tim Fielder. I'm Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist. Today, I am about to get out of here in about another hour and a half because I have to attend my wife, Melanie Maria Goudreau's play called, whoops, don't want that to fall over there, The Popes of Farragut Street. And I was not in town when the play opened. There it is right there, The Popes of Farragut Street. You guys should be able to see that. It takes place at the Theater for the New City on First Avenue and 10th Street, I think that's off in there. And it'll be live up till November 23rd, just before Thanksgiving. She does this every year. She does plays every year. And because I missed it, I got to make sure I see this. I'll see it at least once more between now and the end of the show. Yeah, that's what's happening. And I'm not sure, but I think we're live on TikTok. Not sure, but I think we're live on TikTok. I want to, and if we are live on TikTok, that's a wonderful thing. Let me just go here just to check and see. Also, I got to do so much better in monitoring my live streams, the chats in there. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 monitors, so it gets a little crazy trying to keep track of everything here. Let's just go here. Let's move this over. Go to Instagram. Hello, Fedora Chronicles. How you doing? Good to see you again. Tony Snipes doing his thing. Let's see what else we got here. We'll move this over. Yeah, so today I want to just talk a little bit. Looks like a stream, like I say, it's going well on TikTok. TikTokers, thank you so much. I don't know if you guys see me, because last time I tried TikTok, it went absolutely crazy and I was banned for several days. I don't know why, but it's all good. Instagram, LinkedIn is going good. Hello, LinkedIners. How you guys doing? We have Facebook. Facebook is live, but we want to do one other thing before we rock and roll too heavily on this. I'm going to go to Facebook here. And the thing I now realize I have to do is I have to copy, paste the URL, the stream on my personal Facebook page. I think it's just something that's important that I do it. So you can go do that now. We're gonna come in, pick a barrel, just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, right there. Hit Command V. All right, so we are now live on my personal Facebook page. Okay, good. We're good there. I guess I'll go back here. All right, this is great. Let's see what else. YouTube should be going strong. Yep, YouTube is going. Both YouTube channels are going. Kick is going, which is great. And then Twitch is going. So that's good. All right, let's get to some drawing here because I want to try to somewhat abbreviate. Let's just see if the straight ahead. Yeah, that's working. Okay, hello everybody. Hopefully that won't fall over like before. Whoa, messed that up. Oh, nope. Okay, all right, we're back. What is going on here? Oh. Okay, I see what's happening here. Let's go back down here. I was wondering why my desktop was not showing up, and I realized because my desktop was actually visible, I just didn't show that. All right, so let's zoom out here. All right, so we're going to be doing a little work. I did get a little bit farther on Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. Again, I'm looking for that kind of cartoony feel where I'm putting a little gradient stuff, which should be fun. But it's gonna take me probably till next week to really get in there and put the time in that I need to put in. I'm actually going to drag my Instagram over here so I can keep track of the chat, because I tend to get the most reaction from the Instagram folks there. Okay, we're good there. Let's see here. All right, I think we are good. All right, good. All right, so again, TikTok seems to be going. TikTok Live. Philang, how you doing, Philang? How you doing? Pleasure to see you and make your acquaintance. My name is Tim Fielder. I'm about to do some drawing here. Let's see here. We will go to Clip Studio Paint. This will be fun. Now, I think what I'm going to do here to save time, instead of working on the previous page, I'm just going to work on this page here. And what I'm going to do here, since, there's sometimes I might use Gen AI to help, but sometimes I'll just go straight. So in this case here, what I'm going to do is this. Watch this, guys. I'm going to go here, because I think these are be two fairly easy images to do. All right, let's move up a little bit. There we go. Okay, good. Let's move that over a bit. Okay, that's good there. All right, now we want to delete that because we don't want that to go over. All right, we got that. We'll do the same thing here. All right, and then we will also do the same thing here. Now, I think, I'm not entirely sure. And go to here to view, and we're going to reset our display. And I'll explain to you why I'm resetting the display. It's because I had done some rotation on this before. So let's try this again here. Let's go through this here. And now in this particular shot here, the main character is dumping these bodies. By the way, this is action adventure. Just in case, oh my God, this guy's drawing dead bodies. No, it's action adventure. This guy saved this dude from being lynched, and he is now disposing of the bodies. Okay, we're good. All right, now let's check this out. So what we're gonna do here, I kind of like this sky here. The sky here is pretty damn good. Let's go back down here to this one. Is this the one? Let's go. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Oh yeah, right here. So I like that sky, but I kind of like this guy here a little bit more. But we got to see here. Let's see. Got this sky. That's pretty good. Got that sky. This is the sky I like. I like that sky. Now watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to select right off in this area here. We don't have to so much worry about the grass and stuff. Just this right here. Command C. Okay, we got that. Now we need to go here. All right, and Command D. We're gonna hit Command V. We got that. And now we're gonna bring that down. See there? And I'm gonna Command T. And what I'm gonna do here is begin to stretch this so that it will fit. That's pretty good. And also to maintain consistency, since that's the same angle, I'm going to hello Hilda Ruiz, how you doing? So nice to see you, make your acquaintance. Let's see, I'm going to hit a little bit more. I'm going to bring that up a little bit there. All right, good. And then we're going to just paint a little bit in this environment here. Oh, got it right there. And then move that over right about there. Yep, that's good. And hit delete. So you can see here we have our background. But watch what happens when we switch this to multiply. Okay? So we now have that shot there. We have that element where it's that moody kind of visual that's happening. But I want to do one thing here. Let's just do one thing here. Let's see if we can do this. We can. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back here a little bit more. I'm going to return that right there. I'm going to go here. Whoops. Whoa. What did I do there? Well, you know what? Hold on. Let's go back. Redo. Oh, no. I screwed that up. Oh, boy. Goodness. All right. No worries. We'll just do it like this. We do it like this, man. Do it like this. Right there, I think. Should be pretty low. Okay, good. Now let's move this up just a little bit. Right there. Okay, great. All right, I'm happy with the way that looks. But I want to put in a little bit more of this orange stuff here. So I'm just going to go here and I'm going to select a little bit of this. As a matter of fact, let's see here if we can do this. Let's see. I'll take an airbrush, take a little bit of this color here, and I will go over this with an extra layer. I'm going to use airbrush here. I'm going to double click on this because we want to select this layer here, and we're going to do that. See? We can do that. And now I'm going to take a little bit of this orange, just a little bit, just a smidgen of the orange there, just to get a little bit of that kind of sunset thing happening. Right? So that's good. I like the way that's happening. Hello, Mia Spahn. How you doing? Pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Tim Fielder. I'm a visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist. Here working on what I call my chromatic. Oops. Oh, boy. Almost screwed up there. Try it again. Right there. Yep, that's pretty good. Now, there we go. All right. Now, we'll delete that. We will also delete this. So that's good. All right. We're going to Command D. We're going to merge these two guys together. Okay, that's good. Now we'll go back to multiply. And so there we go. See, I wanted a little bit of that kind of quasi sunset coming up through there happening. That's not bad. Now, there are two things I could do with this. Let's see here. What if we went through here? And this is pretty good. I'm going to create a new layer here. So you're saying he's taking the body and he's throwing it in there. So let's just see what happens now if we go here. Let's select here. I'm going to select right there. So you see how all that is selected now? That's pretty good. Not bad. Not bad. Now, as a result of selecting this, we selected the other parts that were above this. But we don't want that. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to deselect this. For all those don't know, I'm a visual Afrofuturist graphic novelist known for doing the books Infinitum and Afrofuturist Tale, Maddie's Rocket, and last year's Graphic History of Hip Hop. It's a lot of fun to do this type of stuff. It's work. It's always work. And I've been streaming now for about the last 5 months. I'm just within the last little week or so learning how to get TikTok working. I could not get it working through Mail Studio, but I figured out how to do it through Streamlabs. And maybe I'm okay. We'll see. All right, let's keep going. So we have light down to the bottom. See the bottom of that extremely light. So here's what we're going to try to do. We're going to go here. We have our selections made. So what I want to do now is this. We're going to just do this layer here. We're going to just a little bit. We're going to see what happens. Watch this. Right? See? Just a little bit. Right? See? Not bad. See, so see what happens when that light is capturing just on the edge. We don't want too much of it, but we want enough to be able to do. And I'll go into this and add the kind of line details that suggest cloth and things of that nature. We'll do that. I don't need to do the arms and the head here, and the reason why I don't need to do that is because the shadow from the main character holding the body there is actually, in fact, it is casting a shadow. So that's part of what I'm doing there. Okay, let's keep going. Now I could do this. Let's just do this. Let's see what happens here. Oh, see, that's kind of cool. See, just a little bit of that. Oh, is that what I wanted? Let's try it this way. Let's see here. Go right here, the top. Just a little bit there. Just a little bit. See? I don't know, but we'll see. Right now, I think we're good. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the cloud. No, not the clouds. Smudge tool. Oh, I don't know what this would do. This is one of these. This is Clip Studio Paint I'm using, by the way. And what this is going to do, I think, is add a bit of kind of like rough structure. See how that rough structure is going in there? And that makes that look a little bit more like gravel, which is what I'm looking to do. See? Kind of want that feel happening. There, there. Put a little bit here. See? All right, now we'll take this right here a little bit farther. Okay, that's good. Yep, I like that. That's good. Now, I think, okay, yep, look at this. See? Taking that down a little bit there. Yeah, there we go. Now that's interesting. But let's take now our brush because we don't want these highlights to be overpowering. We do not want that. So I'm going to take my thing here. I'm just going to, see? You do it real soft. See? Real soft. We don't need it to be too much. We're not trying to get it to be something that's too much. And see what that does when I do it like that. What it does, it makes that detail kind of recede. Right? As a matter of fact, let's do it like that. Yep. See, that's pretty good there. I can live with that. I can live with that. All right? Now, watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take my smudge tool, which is what I have here, but I'm going to go to the soft smudge tool. Oh, no, that's the eraser. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. What am I doing here? Yes. Oh, what am I doing here? Hold on, guys. We got this here. We got the barbed wire effect. Scroll up there. Oh no, we have stars and stuff. We don't want that. I'm almost afraid to touch this here because what will happen is it'll get us a kind of a weird, kind of interesting feel. So watch what I'm gonna do here. Watch what I'm gonna do. And go here. Put that. See, now all I'm doing now is just erasing elements. See, I'm erasing. See what's happening? See? This is one of the things you can do when you are trying to uh, do specific work to get and to garner a certain effect. See? So what I'm doing here is implied detail. That implied detail allows me to add stuff. See? The bottom of the shoe here. Put this part here for the pants. I put that for the bottom of the shoe there. So what it is it's what I'm doing is working. I am subtracting detail, and by subtracting that detail, what it does, it gives a certain type of effect, right? It gives the illusion of three-dimensionality. Now that's pretty good. So watch what I'm going to do here. That's good. But now what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate this. And now I'm going to move this all the way across here. So what I've just done here is kind of reproduce this background. All right. Hello, Fayo. Fayo, how you doing? Pleasure to make your acquaintance. And so that's what I'm doing here. I'm literally, hold on, let me scroll up here. Scroll down. Okay, we're good there. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're good there. I just want to go here and make sure. Yep, I think we're doing good. Okay, that's great. Now, I'm going to erase this part here. I'm going to go here, take my eraser here. I'm going to do that because I don't need the detail like it was set, because obviously, things have changed from the first frame to the second frame here. All right, that's pretty good. Now, watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go here. There we go. Now I could have used I could have used uh, uh, I could have used the selection tool to select that area, but I decided not to do that this time because why bother? Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good. Not terrible. I won't worry about this part at the bottom. That's okay. Now I can go through here and take my eraser. Let's go here. There we go, the blend tool. So this blend tool will be interesting. Let's move that down there. See what's happening? And I'll do that so it'll look like one of the arms is casting a shadow there. See? Yep. Very cool things we can use with subtractive illustration. All right, not bad, not bad, not bad. Now, I want to take both of these guys here, this one and that one, and I'm actually going to merge those two layers together because I want those things to be on the same level so they can be managed a little bit better. But what I will do is move this to a add glow, so that's a little bit brighter for add glow, but now I'm going to reduce the resolution down. See? So I could do it like that, or I could do it like this. Now right now it's add glow. I could go to glow dodge. Glow dodge didn't work. Let's go to color dodge. Color dodge is interesting. Yeah, I'm thinking of glow. Add glow is probably best. There's add. And then there's add glow. That's, yeah, we're going to stick with that. All right, so that's pretty good there. All right, so I like that subtle kind of look there. That works to me. So we're going to Command S. So these images here are done. This is done. I'm not scared about that. I feel like I've got something good and solid. I had to draw this out again. I got a little bit behind because I went to Emojicon, which was fantastic experience. And now what we want to do is we want to do this. These images here didn't require that I use any automated kind of coloring techniques over my illustrations. Again, this is all my illustration work. Initially started as a blue line, take the blue line, and I keep bumping on from there. Hold on, let me go up here and make sure got this rocking. No, that's right. There it is. Okay, yes. Hello, Mango. How you doing? All right, so we got this here. Now, also something that that was a lot of fun to do here. So now we have to go in and do our thing here. I'm going to take this here. I'm going to go right there. So we're going to select that, right? And that's pretty good. And then we're going to, let's see here. Can we do, I don't know if we can do that. Hang on, let's see. We could do a export, just that section there. We're going to call this Seconds Left to Live, Awaken. And we're going to say Awaken 01. And you'll see what I'm going to do here. Let's go to High John Conqueror. The name of this strip is called High John Conqueror. I do what I call a chromatic, which is a video story. Hello, Point Pusher. How you doing, Danny? Good to see you, man. What I do here is I take my work and I apply. I utilize certain levels of technology to help me expedite the amount of work, but I still have to draw. It can be very, very tedious, but you know, I can't sit here and complain. I'm so blessed to be doing what I'm doing. All right, let's go to Bridge here. All right, we're going to go back to High John Conqueror. Okay, good. And we're just going to type in the word Awaken. We should be able to get this thing here. There we go. So now I'm going to go here. I'm going to open that up. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, good. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to let's zoom out a little bit. I'm going to go right here. I'm going to select all that stuff in there. All right, not bad. Okay, we got that. Okay, good. Now I'm going to go to this. I'm going to go to Edit, and we're going to go to Crop. So that's now cropped, correct? Now, I'm going to, that's Awaken 01, but we're going to duplicate this. Going to save a duplicate. We're going to save that as Awaken 02. Okay, and that's saved in High John Conqueror. So we got that. Okay, we're perfect. Perfect the way that's going. Now we just want to go here very quickly. We're going to type in the word Awaken. And we have two of these images. So now this one, that's Awaken 2. Watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to right click over this. Come on. Hold on, guys. Going to right click over this. Well, we'll just select it. And then we're going to have, can we do this? Hang on. Let's go back here. Now we want to go to, let's see if we can duplicate this. We're going to copy this. All right, so that now has two different things here. So we're going to Awaken. All right, that's all right. So we have two Awakens here, and I'm going to go here, button this guy here up. All right. So as you can see here, we have two different things. We have this one and that one. So this is Awaken 01, which isn't bad. But now I'm going to take Command A, and I'm going to just deselect right underneath here. All right. Now we're going to go here to Edit, Crop. So we got that illustration done here. We're going to have to lay that in to get some color happening. And there, hello, Crazy Mama. How you doing? Pleasure to make your acquaintance. So now, next up, we're going to, let's see, what else we got here? We're going here. Crazy O2, but it's okay. Watch what I'm going to do. So this one here, you notice we selected the top. This one right here will be the bottom. Command A. We're going to deselect right here. Okay, that's good. And then we're going to go to Edit, then to Crop. All right, fantastic. So both of these images here are done. We're going to go to Awaken 2. So that's Awaken 2. We're replacing that. Yes. And then this is Awaken 1. And close that up. Yes. Okay, we're good there. And that's Awaken 1. That's good. Okay, yep. Got that done. So I feel good about that. All right. Yes. All right. So we have, all right, this one right here was, I had done the camera. I had to put the guy in the back again. I use 3D objects. I use 2D objects, 2.5D. I am a hybrid artist. That's what I do. We don't want to save that because I already got that done. Okay. All right. So this is the actual image. This is my page here. Let me save this. We don't want any mishaps here. So that's pretty good. We got these two images done here. Let's see if we can get these two top images done here. All right, what time is it? It is now 5:48. I need to go to about 6:45, giving me 15 minutes to put some halfway decent, well, not close, just warm, because it's been snowing here a little bit today in New York City. And I'm going to do my thing. Hello, John Bodenberg. How you doing? Good to see you. All right, so let's see here. We're going to go to VizCom, which is the app that I use. Does a very good job for me. VizCom. Where is it? Okay, did that open? That did not open. That's okay. Oh, where is it going to go to the one? Kadi Bey. There he is. Kadi Bey was a Yoruba artist. Fantastic. Well, he wasn't Yoruba. He painted the Orisha, but was from Brazil. Okay, let's go here to New, back to Workspace. I'm going to create a new file. Click here, upload an image, and we're going to select this one here. That's pretty good. I like that. I need to go here to create. I'm going to hit describe. And what it is, it's going to depict what's happening here based upon what it can see. Two adult men, no, that's wrong. That's not correct. We're going to say overhead shot, overhead view of an African American man placing his hand on the chest of another African American man who has a shocked look on his face. They are not trapped in a dark struggle. But I will leave in wrinkled shirts. We say, let's see. Wearing a wrinkled shirt. Okay, we got that. And here's African man in a dark gray suit vest. You have to tell this stuff more what you want it to do as it's kind of adhering to this. Again, I do not allow myself to use anyone else's name, any other artist's name when I'm utilizing these tools. That's one. Two, I have to draw and paint everything. So although I have this, it'll give me an over render, but I still have to open it up in Photoshop or Clip Studio Paint and do my paint over. Not something that I know everybody is going to be down with, but that's okay. Let's say high angle perspective. I'm going to go here. High angle perspective. We're going to say dusk at 8 p.m. You have to tell it the time. We're going to say moody photoreal because I'm only interested in adding photorealistic phenomena to my already existing drawing. And then I'll say cinematic. I have zero interest in having my work look like someone else's work. I wanted to use my drawings as the template. Drawing influence, I could put down to that, but I don't want it to be abstract. I want it to look like my drawing. I want to follow the line work in the drawing. So now we're going to hit generate. And here we go. The generations are coming. We're going to see how that goes. There are times when I'll try to do an entire page, but it'll give me a pretty abstract look, which can be a little weird. Which is cool. Okay, all right, here we go. Oh, that's interesting. Whoa, look at that abstract. Wow, yeah, that's crazy. Oh, that's ooh. Interesting. No, wow, that's weird. This one kind of works actually here, but I think I need to get that other arm. This kind of works. Ah, there we go. I think we're going to stick with this one right here because that's kind of interesting, but I'm going to add this. All right, so let's now get rid of this. I'm going to take care of this. And we're going to define what they're wearing a little bit more close. Hello, Benji. How you doing? We're going to go to overhead view of the overhead view of the top head of an African American man in a dark gray suit vest with white shirt. With white shirt. Places his hand on the chest of another African American man wearing a wrinkled shirt. Okay. We're going to say dirt ground. All right, let's check it out here. Let's see what can happen. See what can happen here. Let's see if this right here comes out a little bit better. Hello, Andrea Salos. How you doing? Pleasure to see you. My name is Tim Fielder. I'm a visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist. And I'm doing what I call a chromatic. And it's something that's quite fun to do. It's tedious. Oh, that's better. Look at that. Wow, look at that. Nope. I'm going to save this because there are parts of it that I can use. Parts of that. That's kind of interesting as well. I'm going to add this as well. Now, you see how that is? That's really abstract and it's kind of not working. It's like, whoa, what in the world is going on? Because I don't want it to be perfect. Why do I want it to be perfect? I wanted to get me within firing range and I can finish everything else. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so we're going to call this, we're going to say HJ, what is this? Seconds. Awaken. 01. Okay, got that. So we can leave out that and go back to a backspace again. Now I'm going to create a new file, started studio. Again, all I'm using the software for is to get me within firing range. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get it to give me matter to work with, photo real matter. I do not want my stuff to look like anybody else's work. Why would I want that? What I wanted to do is to reduce the amount of absolute soul crushing rendering I have to do, right? Some people may agree with this, some people not. I understand if you don't, that's fine. But that's what I have to do. All right, now we're gonna go here. Yeah, our next image here. I'm gonna go here to create. There are other features in VizCon that are great, but I'm gonna start to investigate those because you can see here the guy on the back of the wagon, guy digging the ditch here. Of course, this is before you see the dead bodies thrown off in there. So there we go there. Let's hit describe. Close up of rugged man's hands. Rugged. Gotta tell this ethnicity or it won't know. African American man's hands of a, okay, gripping a long wooden shovel, mid-swing, scattering dirt, distance horse drawn with a slumped passenger. Pretty damn descriptive. That was very good. Now we're gonna say dusk time. We're gonna say 8 p.m. Then we're gonna do moody, and we're gonna say photorealistic and cinematic. I don't know if cinematic works, but photoreal definitely works. So I'm going to go here, and I might go back to that other one just to do a little bit of experimentation here. This is version 2 of the new VizCon renderer. I have been very satisfied with the first renderer. I thought it always did great job. Oh, hold on. We're going to say, okay, yep. See how that's daytime. We don't want that. Nope. All right, so I'm not going to accept this. That's not going to work for me. Of African American man's hands, we're going to say African American of a rugged African American man hand gripping a shovel, mid-swing, scattering dirt. Of a African American man wearing a white shirt with dark gray vest, using his hands gripping a long wooden shovel. Okay, we're going to say dark, 8 p.m. I'm going to take out dusk here. I'm going to go 8 p.m. moody, photorealistic. Let's see what happens. And if this doesn't work, what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll try another renderer. Maybe that'll be fun to do. Okay, we got some stuff going here. You can see here the actual elements here are kind of rendering. I could move this up here, but I think, yeah, I'll move it above. Yeah, I can stick it there. They've kind of modified this a little bit. Well, see, that's the daytime. See what's happening? That's not what we want. I mean, pretty good daylight lighting is amazing, but that's not what we want. We're gonna have to skip that as well. We're gonna say nighttime. Nighttime sky. All right, let's hit generate. All right, see what happens here. Oh, okay, I think we might be closer here. Yep, check this out. Look at that. See, that's kind of like what we want. Now I know the skin tones aren't correct. That's pretty good. I'm gonna save this one. I'm gonna add that one. All right, Let's go over. Yep. All right, I'm going to try one more time here. We're going to go with wearing a white shirt with rolled up sleeves and a dark gray vest. Okay, we got that. We're going to change this time now to 9 p.m. because we want that sky, because we're doing this. And hello, Carolyn Watson. How you doing, Carolyn? Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist. Rocking and rolling here today, doing my thing. I mean, the new renderer of VizCom seems pretty good. Again, it's applying rendering to my drawings. You can see it's following the same drawing. I will show you guys what that's like in a moment. All right. No. Yes. Look at that. That's good. We'll add that one. We see we wanted that because now I'll show you this in a moment here. Let's go here. That's pretty good. Yeah, that one not so much. Yep. I think we're going to add this one in there too. Yep. Okay. Now watch this. So we're going to get rid of this. Now watch what happens here. When I go here and turn these off. That's my drawing. I did this drawing, right? That's mine. What the software has the ability to do is to detect in your drawing edge detection. It can detect. That's why I can describe what it's looking at, and it's describing what I drew, my composition. I want a shot where a guy, I don't need to show his face, but you see him handling the shovel, and in the background it's a horse, and that horse, with a carriage, and the guy sitting in the back of the wagon. That's what I wanted. I wanted that kind of effect, right? So it's following that. All I have to do is just add or tell it what kind of rendering I'd like to retain. So see, that's pretty good there. I love that. That is quite nice there, actually. All right, so we're going to do this here. We're going to go HJ, Awaken, HJ, Awaken, 02. We're going to go seconds. And it's because the name of this particular opening of the story is called Seconds Left to Live. All right, so we got that. Got that right there. These are things, again, I'll cobble certain elements. I'll use certain elements I want. So what I'm doing here, hello, Pen Prince. How you doing? Good to see you. I believe that's my dude, Ed Prince. Pleasure to see you, my friend. Sitting here working for the next 30 minutes, I guess. 45 minutes before I got to get rid of the jet out of here. I got to be gone no later than 7:15. So I got to shut down today around 6:45. Ed Prince is a brilliant social media person, avid gamer, and I would encourage you guys to check his stuff out on YouTube. This guy tried to hit me to YouTube back in 2014, and at that time, I'm old now, but at that time I was like, what's this YouTube? He was telling me. And I knew it was true, but it would take me years. We kind of sort of tried to do it, but here we are now, I guess, it's 2020, probably 10 years since he told me to do that. And now I'm doing it, so here we go. Anyway, so we got this rocking here. Feel good about that. Now, let's go here. We're going to go back to Workspace. We don't want to do that. We want to save this. Export as a PSD. So you saw that come down the screen. That means, hello, hey, Shaheem, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Hope all is well. I'm just sitting here working on High John Conqueror. I'm going to go back to Workspace here. We're going to go to this guy here. So I like that. The problem is it's just really kind of, there are elements in this that I can use. And again, like I was telling you guys, see how that's following my drawings? That's the beauty of this technology. That's what it can do. But I think I was not happy with the way this looked. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch to version 1 renderer, and let's see what it does. Let's just see what it does. I can always go back and use, I can still use the things that are in that folder. Let's see, we're going to keep going. It's rendering. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. So let's see, what do we got? We got this one. Ooh, that's really abstract. Look at that. Ooh, man, that looks like an abomination. Yeah, not quite what we're looking for here. Even though the lighting on this, look at the lighting on that face there. That's not terrible. I'm going to keep this just in case. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to keep it just in case. Yeah, they kept that. Yeah, nah. All right, woo, that looked kind of scary there. All right, so no worries. So now we're going to close this and turn it off. I will move this down because that looks so horrifying there. That's the one we're looking again. I'm going to turn all this. This will have to alter my colors and everything, but I think we're good. All right, now we're going to go here, File, Export, and boop, same thing. All right. So we're now done with our AI work. Now we want to go back here and we want to apply these images to here. Now, that's another thing I've been thinking and strongly considering. It's like, why am I spending so much time having to import this stuff in, which in theory, I can just open up the actual file. They are Photoshop files. They are, in fact, Photoshop files. See? Let's go to downloads. See? So I could, in theory, just paint in these and then just export them over. That's one of the things, serious things I'm considering to do, save time. Because I end up finding myself going through all of the issues of moving stuff around when it's like, dude, why are you doing it? Why don't you just take what you have there and go from that? Okay, but anyway, so we're going to turn these off. I'm going to go here. I'm going to select here. And I'm going to select these guys here. And you'll see what happens here in a moment. Here. Boom. That's gone. Here. Boom. That's gone. And here. Boom. That's gone. So basically what I've done now is I have brought in the... how would I say? I have brought in the ability to paint, to do a paint over this stuff. But watch this. I'm going to take my ink line here. See that? And I'm going to move that to a multiply. Watch what happens here when I move this to a multiply. See how my ink line retains, but all of the rendering and coloring retains into the shot? That's what you want. But let me do it with this one. See that? See what I'm doing here? So all I have to do now is just add things to it. But that's it. So if I was going to do that, this is one. I like that one. That's pretty good. Ooh. Boo. So which ones do you guys think works? This one or that one? This one or that one? Let me do it again. This one or that one? They both are very close. I'm kind of thinking this one works. Why? It's the deeper shadows and moody, but it also has that kind of offshoot of that light. That's pretty good. I think we're going to stick with this one here. All right, now watch how we're going to do this. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select outside this, I guess. So what I've done is selected outside of this, and I'm going to do a select invert. Because again, what I've been doing is I've been painting this stuff, and it's good to paint it. You know, I'm very happy the way things are turning out. You know, no complaints about it. I like the way the light here looks. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some highlights here. So we're going to say there's going to be highlights to... How will we do that? Oh, that's what happened. Look here, guys. So you see how that looks kind of weird there? That's because the sky didn't reproduce there. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this and we're going to paint over this right here. And the cool thing is the line work retains itself because the line work is here. See? Line work is there. So you guys see what I'm doing? I'm painting this stuff in there. Here and on the sideline here. Go here. There we go. Yep. I like that. That looks pretty good. Now I can take a little smudge tool here. See? And just smudge that in. So it gives me that kind of soft look. See? What's happening here? That's what I want. Now, I can now go here and actually, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that just a little bit orange here. You'll see what I'm going to do here in just a moment. Watch this, guys. So I could keep it orange. I mean, that's actually quite nice. But let's just see something here. We're working on a separate layer here, but what I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go here. Watch what I'm doing. We need to take that down a little bit there. There. There we go. See? See what's happening there? So what I'm doing here is I am lightening up the edges. See? I can do that. And again, we're not looking for perfection here. We want this right here to have a little bit of, see? Put a little highlight there. There we go. See? We can do it right there. Right there. That's good. Now we can go through here and pop a little bit of this on the highlights there. And put a little foot there. Just want a suggestion of something there. Doesn't have to be perfect. Boom, bam, bam, bam. See? See what's happening, guys? So we can do that. All right. I kind of like that, but let's just do a little bit here of the wheel here. See? And we can put wheel here as well. Not too much of the wheel action on this side here, but that's actually, in fact, there we go. See? Light touches, light touches. Go a little bit here. There we go. All right, now I like the way that looks. Just put a little bit of kind of rough elements here. Now, that's pretty good. Now, I could go here and do that, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, and this time I'll just take a little bit of yellow. Just a little bit of yellow. See? Watch this. See what's happening? I'm putting this highlight in there. We got to take it easy with this. We don't want to overdo it here. I'm influenced heavily by Richard Corbin. I don't know if anyone knows who Richard Corbin is. Richard Corbin was this brilliant cartoonist who's known mostly for doing this book called Dan. At a second part of his career, he really did a book called, had done this really phenomenal Punisher story, Marvel Comics character, the Punisher. Yep. See that? See what's happening there? See how that's adding that kind of a highlight look, edge rim light? That's what it does. Look at that. Look at that. Now, his arm is here, but what happens if I take it here? And then I'll just take a little bit there. See? That gives the impression that light is shining through at parts, but not at others. See? So now I can take this. Yep. That looks pretty harsh. I love that. Now we're going to take here. Watch this, guys. And go right off in here. Take this part here. Boom. A little bit here, just a little bit of arm. See, a little bit of arm work there. Bam. Take it here. There we go. This is good stuff. All right, now, I don't think I want to take that any further there. I will do this, however. Take that down there. See? Okay, boom. Right there. And so, just to say that part of what I'm doing here. All right, there we go. All right, that looks pretty good. So you see what's happening once I put that light on there? That light takes things to another level. It's called, I'm trying to operate as a cinematographer. Got it? So I'm going to put a little bit right there. I won't even put highlights on the dirt. Well, let's see. Let's put a little bit. Just a little bit. Not too much. Not too much. There we go. Here, here. Okay, we're good there. All right, I think we're good there. All right, now. So I think we're good here. What I want to do, however, is I want to do this. I'm going to go here. I'm going to just put a little bit. And I'll show you what I'm doing. Because there's some stuff here that if I had to do it all over again, I would tone that differently. But the beauty of being able to do this is I can actually change that tone. All right, so you see how that highlight there on that other arm? Then we just take this. See? See what's happening? So all I'm doing is just enhancing the rendering that was given to me based on my drawing. It's following my drawing. So I can now do this. See? Very cool technique. So I won't even do it over this side here. Maybe that arm, maybe right there, just a little bit, just to highlight, right? Now I can go here. See? Ah, I like that. All right, that's pretty good. That's pretty good there. I like that. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Okay, let's just take a little bit here, just a little bit of this. A little bit here and a little bit there. Okay, we're good there. Boom, bam. All right, and I'm going to take a little bit of this here. Okay, that's good. So this is one of the reasons why I use this technique, because it allows me to take already inherent rendering into these images, and I can kind of highlight them as needed. Now, I'm going to go here, and I'm just going to do here because I think this should be lighter. Right? So that's good there. Take that. All right, we'll take this a little bit here. Yep. We'll take a little bit of that. Yep. All right, now watch what I'm going to do here. Actually, I'll take a little bit of that part there. Now, watch this, guys. So now the next thing, hello A, how you doing? Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right here, and I'm just going to do a little bit of suggestion. See? If you're a traditional artist and you do not want to use AI, don't use AI. You're not under no obligation to use AI. All right? No, of course not. However, if you want to use it for what it's good for automating certain bone crushing processes, such as huge amounts of soul crushing rendering. All right, now watch what I'm doing here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take an airbrush. Watch this, guys. I'm going to go to soft. It should be set to soft. Let me duplicate this just in case. We're going to duplicate that layer. See? Now watch this. Make sure we got the right layer here. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I need to merge these two layers. I'll show you why. And merge the selected layer so you can see here. See what's happening? See with that color, what it does? It kind of blends everything and kind of fuses it together. So watch this. We're going to go here. So what this eraser is doing is softening the edges. See what it's doing? So it's giving only a suggestion of highlights. And even like a sketch, see that sketchy line there? Watch what happens when I hit it with an eraser. See how it makes it kind of recede? Watch this. See that part there? Watch what happens when I erase the top part of that. All of a sudden, it gives the impression of a gradient. See? And this stuff doesn't have to be like super well defined. It just needs to give the illusion, what I call implied detail. So we'll go here. I'm going to take this up here. Well, let me watch the shadow. See that shadow? These are the type of things that you can do with this tool. It's quite powerful. Here. Pop it a little bit in there. Yep. Here. Yep. See? Yep, there we go. Now, watch this. Here, I could, if I want to, I could take the blur tool here, or the blend tool, and what I'm going to do here, just a little bit, I'm just going to blend just a little bit. Again, we're not looking for perfection. See? And this is allowing me to keep a harder edge. I'm not trying to do something that is overly rendered. I'm not trying to do infinitum. That thing will kill me. I'm not trying to do that. What I'm trying to do here is to give the illusion of detail. And the illusion of detail requires me to have matter that I can subtract and add to. But I also don't want this comic to put me in the hospital as some of my other comics have done, because I'm the fully painted, everything got to be rendered. Well, that stuff is sometimes for the birds. So what I'm doing here is literally just going through this. See, I'm softening that edge there. That's what I'm doing. And I'm smoothing it. I could use a blur, but I think what I'm going to do here is stick with this. See, I'm just going here, adding. All of a sudden, when you take away that hard edge, it gives the impression of light. You actually see this effect quite a bit in Pixar movies where they use edge light. And the edge light, what it does is it gives things the illusion of life, if you will. That's an old cliched kind of Disney term, but that's what it does. See? Yep. Liking that. Very nice. So you see how smoothly that looks now? So now I can go here, do the same thing. Here on this side. Yep. Here we go. It's 6:24. I have to shut it down in about 15 minutes. There we go. Yep. Pretty good. I like it. Yep. There we go. There we go. Fantastical. Boom. Bam. 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 All right, there we go. Click here, click here. All righty. Now, I'm going to move this layer to a blending setting that will be, that is not bad. Look at that. Let me turn this off here, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Now, if I want to, I can set that to glow dodge. Let's see what happens to add glow. Yeah, it's a little bit too much. I think maybe an overlay. Nope, a little bit too little. I think we're going to go to a color dodge. Oh, way too extreme. Glow dodge? Nope. Even though that's kind of interesting, but no. I think what we're going to do is go to our add, and we're going to bump it down. Watch what happens when we bump that down. See what happens when that bumps down? Not bad. I think we will say that this particular image here is mostly done. But you know what? I do like the harder lines on it. So let's take this up to a full resolution like that. We'll go to add glow. which is good. But let's try something here. We're going to go here, Command U. All right, let's zoom into this. All right, now, we could take the luminosity down. Could we take the luminosity down? Nah, nope. Let's take the, well, that was the saturation. Let's take the luminosity down. Ah, look at that. See what's happening here? It makes it darker. Yes. All right, we will call this image here done. And call that image there done. That is good. Now, so from hello, Charity. How you doing, Charity? I'm Tim Fielder. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Yeah, just for everyone who's chimed in today, look at me doing my work here. I'm a visual Afrofuturist graphic novelist. My company is called Diesel Funk Studios. I'm a visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist known for Infinitum and Afrofuturist Tale, Maddie's Rocket, and the recent graphic history hip hop. Presently at work on book 2 of the graphic history of hip hop and other stuff. So I'm rocking and rolling, doing my thing, working on Black Prince with Stephen Berry, Professor Stephen Berry from University of Georgia. Had a very good class with him the other day. Oh, what is this? Someone has just sent me something. I don't know what that is. It's my brother. Okay, that was... Okay, I don't know what that is. It's talking about Eric Dickerson. I don't know what that is. Okay, we won't worry about that. That's something my brother was sending me. All right, so let's keep going here. I like that. I love this process. I didn't want the work to look fully painted. I want it to be ink line work with nice rendering with highlights. That's what I want it to feel like a comic book. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I want it to feel like. All right, so anyway, we're going to save this. And we're going to go here. Go to this one here. Now, this one is a mess. This one here, what can I tell you? It's a mess. This image here is a mess. But we're going to go through this here. I'm going to select here. So you can see I select all the particular things here. Now we're going to select all these guys here. And that's going to get rid of. So we have the border is now gone there. The border is gone. But yeah, like I said, this particular image here, the render I have is a mess. But what that means is I now have to paint what it is that I'm looking for to make this work. Again, we go here to our top part. Let's go here. Oh, let's move this up. So we've got that, right? So that's my, pen and ink work. I'm going to go to multiply. So you see how that line work is there? That's there. That's pretty good. Now, let's select here. I'm going to select here. Hold on. Okay, so you might not be able to see, but what I've done is selected that frame. So anything inside of this selection, I can paint now. So let's go through these things here. We don't want to worry about that one. We're going to go here. So let's pick the elements we like. This one, I gotta say, there's something about the face here I like, and the hand action there I like. Everything else I could do without. But it's interesting. I'm going to save that for now. I'll come back to it if I have to. This one, the only thing that works on this is the head, the skin textures, right? The skin textures work, right? So I'm going to duplicate this. Move that down below there because we don't want that. We want to, and I'm now going to do this. Watch this, guys. Watch. And see, the beauty of doing it this way, my line on top retains itself. See how the line retains itself? So I can go through this and just erase the stuff I don't want. In fact, if I want to, I could just do this. Command D, Command T, see? All this stuff here. And I can just go here and say, hey, I don't want that. I just want, all I want is the head and all that stuff. So that's one thing. So that's good. I like that. This is pretty good here, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around here. I'm going to take my lasso tool here. And I think what I'm going to do here is this. See? So I don't want to keep any of this, but I do want to keep the orange there. That orange is pretty dope. There we go. All right. So not bad, not bad. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab here, and I'm just going to start selecting the parts in here that I don't want. See? I can remove all those elements, but I can keep the elements I do like. Like I like the skin texture. I think the skin texture on here is dope. All right. Not bad, not bad. I can retain these things here. But you know, the ear here and the neck area, that needs to be the correct color. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to select off in here. And I'm going to take an airbrush. See what's happening? See what's happening? How that's coloring in? So we know we have that. Then we know we have the ear part here. Here we go. Now, we need this part here because that's kind of creepy, really creepy. But we're going to do this. We're going to smooth this out, right? And what we're going to do is select in this area here. All right, and we're going to go to Command U, and we're going to desaturate that. All right, and then we're going to take that all the way. They're going to start making that hair darker. See how that hair is darker now? See what's happening? So now that's the top of his head. And we can erase the parts that we don't need because we can just do this. See? Erase the parts that you don't need, baby. Now, I'm going to select off in this area, and I'll do this manually because this is his other hand, because I do want that to be colored in the correct manner. There we go. Now, this here, see that arm? That's a sleeve there. So I would say, that's the rope around his neck. We'll do this here. See? Go in and just erase all this stuff here. And I use selection tools to do it. Not bad. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is we know that's a brown, so I'm going to go here. Hello, Eliona Martinez. How you doing? Pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Tim Fielder. I'm a visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist. Just doing my thing here. All right, so we got a little brown there. That brown there is good, but I think we got to do here is we got to add a little bit of darker tone. So we're going to go down here. Watch this, guys. We're going to go here. See? See how I can color and tone this and get the kind of look, the fidelity that I'm going to actually add some veins and stuff in here. See? Yep. Not bad. Okay. So that's good for right now. Hello, Ava. How you doing? Pleasure to meet you. Make your acquaintance. My name is Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist. Now, that one's good. This one, gotta say that's not that good, but the ground is great. The ground on this one is awesome. So what we're going to do here is we're going to select here. We're going to select here. And we will select, whoops. You know, we got to do this via the brush. That's okay. So watch this. We're going to select here. I'm going to select here. See this right here? I'm selecting all the areas around this. All right, that's a pants leg. That's that thing there. We want this here. And let me check here. Let me see right here. Yeah, I think we're good. So watch this, guys. We're going to go here and hit Command C, Command V. We're going to take this guy down here. Again, what I'm doing is I am taking elements of this and I'm using only the elements that I want to keep. Right? And what I don't want to keep, I just move it down a layer or delete the layer altogether. So you can see here, see the ground? See how the ground is there? That's what we want. But watch this. We need this all to be a similar color, right? So in order to do that, I probably need to select this. So all the ground there, so I like this kind of brown here that's kind of happening, but we're going to go in with a different layer. And this time I'm going to take a little brown like that. We're going to take a little yellow like this. And now what I'm going to do is, all right, that layer's there. So we're going to take a gradient tool. Watch this, guys. See that gradient? See how that gradient is laid in there? Right? Hello, Donna Comstock, 760 degree. How you doing? So once we lay that tone in, I'm going to take a little bit deeper. Let's say this way. Let's take it this way, right? Like that. But I'm now going to hit Command U, and I'm going to turn the luminosity down because we want that to be dark kind of ground, right? Where it's darker to the right and lighter to the left. I am now going to move this to an overlay. See what happens? See what happens? All of a sudden that ground has that element there. Now if I wanted, I could do that, or I could even go to multiply. That's really dark. I don't think we want multiply. But I think overlay, what about soft light? Soft light, look at that. That might be the one we want. Okay. So again, we have this. That's our overlay here. We have that. I'm going to go to merging these two selected layers. We have the skin texture there. Look at that. See how that's working now? So we're just taking elements that we want to keep, getting rid of elements we want to leave. Right? So that's good. Now we got this guy here. Now this one is interesting because I kind of liked what we were doing here. I liked the vest and the shirt action happening. So we're going to go back to what we had selected before, because remember we had our ground, right? We had our ground. So now I can do this. Boop. See? See what's happened? So now we got all. So all I need to do now, if I want, I can go here, create a folder. It is 6:39. I got to shut down in the next few minutes here. What's that one? Yeah, I don't even know what that is there. No worries. I'm going to duplicate that layer. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge selected layer. So this selected layer. So this is all now on one layer. See? Now, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go in here with the shirt action here. I'm going to take my airbrush. And again, keep in mind, see what's happening? All that's together now. Now what I want to do is just paint. I'm going to paint here, get rid of some of these elements, right? Because this is supposed to be a white shirt. He's wearing a kind of an off gray, dark shirt. See? See what's happening? Now, if I want to, I can even add some highlights here. Now, this right here is actually his skin texture. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pick here. That's the beauty of using these tools. You still got to paint. Still got to paint, damn it. Go here. There we go. See that arm there's action? That arm action is happening. All right, so we got that. Now, we want to just take a little bit darker right off in there. Now we want to do this. See? Getting that musculature showing there. There we go. Now we can even take a highlight here. Watch the highlight. Let's go to highlight here. There we go. And we can always add that in a little bit later. But let's go here a little bit more on the white. See? Now we can see. There we go. See? I'm just adding a little bit there. A little bit. All right, we want this part here. Let's finish coloring that finger in. See what's happening, guys? We can use these tools to get the look we want. See? See what's happening? See how that's going? I can go here. There we go. See, so he's had that white shirt there. There we go. Looking good. Looking good. Now, this vest he's wearing sort of, yep, that goes there. And make that highlight as it faces more towards the light. As it moves away, it can recede. See, watch this. See how it's lighter there? It's darker there, but it's more pronounced at the top. Yep, done intentionally. There we go. So you see how that white shirt there pops in? All right, now he's wearing a white shirt underneath this. See? And go here. Whoops. See that broke through over there on that side? There we go. White shirt. He has a gray kind of thingy here. Not bad. But here's the thing that I now realize I don't have. I don't have this one. Huh. That's so weird. There's a layer I have where I colored this stuff already. And I'm wondering where it is. Let's see here. Let's go back to here. Wait, let's turn this off. Here. That's not it. That's not it. That's definitely not it. All right. Where did I leave that stuff? No, that's not it. This one? No, that's not it. Oh, what is that? That's set to... Nope, that's normal. I must have deleted that by mistake. But that's okay. That's definitely not the one we want. This one is pretty good, but I could probably just, in a second, just paint that in myself. Let's see. Let's go here. All right, let's turn that off. There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is the one that's causing a little bit of panic. So we're now going to duplicate this layer. We're going to move that right over here and turn that layer off. And we'll turn this layer on. So you see how everything kind of pops in place now? Hello, Dre. How you doing? Pleasure to meet you. So it is now 6:44. I have got... Hello, Sense Kombahi. Sensi Kombahi. How you doing? Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist. Doing my thing here, talking to you guys today. Let's go here. See that ground there is a little bit weird, but that's okay. It's all right. We can sort that out because it's like a shadow. I don't even mind that part there. So we're gonna go here. Now what we're gonna merge these two. See how that hair is there better? We got the skin there. Now we need to make the pants a little bit darker. And this is where we go in with this particular action happening. Take that a little bit darker there. Yep. See what's happening, guys? We're painting the pants here. Yep. There we go. Yep, I like it. Put a little shadow on those there because he has his pants on his leg there. So we can go here, see? Yeah, I like that. That's nice. Now, these shoes are black shoes. So here's what I'm going to do. Go here, and I'm painting those shoes. I'll kind of like, I won't mind leaving that kind of brown cast on them though. That's okay. All right, now what the pants here should be dark, just like on the other side, right? See? Yep. Not bad. Okay. Now we have this here. Now what I'm going to do here, just go a little bit of darker here. Watch this, guys. See how it's dark? A little bit here, a little bit there. And let's take a little bit of that. See that brown? That gives you the impression that there's a shadow on the back of his neck. All right, not bad. Now I'm going to take the color here and watch what I'm going to do now. Just a little bit of highlight. See what that's doing? Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. And I think I can live with that. I think I can live with that. It is now 6:47. I have to drop in the next minute or two. I tried to stream. Hello, Chase X510. How you doing? Is this the Chase who came by the other day, Chase? I don't know. If that is you who came by Emojicon, hello, Chase. Let me check and see if that Chase. I don't know. We ain't gonna worry about it. But if that's you, Chase, if that's the Chase who came by the other day, how you doing? All right, so here we go. Moment of truth. Let's go here. We're gonna go here. Now I'm gonna select just a little bit of yellow, off yellow here. I'm gonna take an airbrush. And we're gonna do this. Watch this, guys. See what's happening? Again, I'm not looking for perfection on this. I'm not looking for perfection. And by the way, I could have, well, there we go. Sorry about that. I didn't have that correct layer there selected. So we're going here with little highlights here. Just see what I'm doing? These highlights kind of separate everything. Right? Boom. All right. There we go. All righty. I'm kind of liking that. Here. Yep. All right. Let's take a bit here. Watch this, guys. All right, now what we're going to do here is we're going to get in a highlight right there, the top there, a little bit on the lip here. See what's happening? All right, not bad. Not bad at all. I think we're good here. I do, however, need to do this. This is, and I got to get out of here in the next few minutes. So I don't want to be late for my wife's play. I select this color here. There we go. There we go. See? Just a little bit. Now, I just need to take a little bit of darkness here. And you'll see what I'm going to do in just a moment. Just search here. Just a little bit darker here. And I'm just trying to kind of reproduce that ground texture there very quickly on the fly. See? All right. I think I can live with that. However, I will do this. I will do this. Let's go low. I'm going to take airbrush. Okay, I'm going to do this because I feel like I need to. There we go. Make that a little bit darker there. Okay. We're good. Now, final thing, and you guys will see what happens here in just a moment. That right there is now set to a normal, but if I set it to an overlay, see what happens? Let me show you again. If it's set to normal, let's move in here. If it's set to normal, it looks like this. But if it's set to add glow, it takes on a kind of a much more speculative effect. So I can go here and take the airbrush here. I can go, see, on the top part there, teeth here. There we go. All right, let's take this part there, top eyeball here. There we go. Oops, that doesn't look good. That's it right there. All right, there we go. Now we're going to take a layer here and we'll put in the highlight. See? There we go. So doing that adds that effect. Now, final thing that I'll do here, because I can, I'm going to take a gray and I'm going to go right on this layer. I'm going to choose another layer here. Watch this, guys. Take this to multiply. Come on. Don't have time to be wasting, dudes. Go here. See? See the shadows? See what happens? That does. All right. Let's take this here. Yes. All righty. We will call this image here done. All right. With that, you guys are awesome. I'll be back tomorrow. I try to stream 5 days a week, but if I don't, if something comes up, you know, then I won't be able to do it. But generally, I try to be here. So nice to be with the folks on TikTok and Instagram, finally, to be able to do that. I wanted to be able to resume Hi John Conqueror, but what can I say? It's been a little weird lately, but that's all right. That's all right. We're still alive. Still alive, man. Still alive. We're going to go here. Whoops. We need to go here and delete one thing here. And I got to get out of here literally in the next 20 minutes at the absolute latest, because I do not want to be late for that frickin' show. I'll never hear the end of it. Let's go here. All right, that's good. Then we want to select, oops, okay, right there. Oh. All right, anyway, so I'm going to go here, all the way to here. Boom, that's good. I'm going to go here. We're going to get rid of that. There. Bam, done. All right, so it's been a pleasure to see you guys. Thank you guys so much. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Kick, Twitch, LinkedIn, Substack. You guys are awesome, and I thank you so much for letting me rock and roll with you again tonight. I'm going to see my wife's play. Much love and respect to all who dare to hang with me. Take care. Peace.